Hello everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's Tribute USA. We're so glad to have you here with us today. In this video, we're honoring the incredible legends who have recently left us. These remarkable individuals touched so many lives, and their legacies will live on forever. Before we begin, please support our channel by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss our future tributes. Your support truly means a lot to us. Now, let's come together to celebrate and remember these unforgettable icons. Let's get started.
Norma Nolan, born on April 22, 1938, in Venado Tuerto, Santa Fe Province, Argentina, made history in 1962 when she became the first woman from her country to be crowned Miss Universe. Of Irish and Italian descent, Norma grew up in a modest household and carried with her the warmth and grace of Argentina. From a young age, she stood out not only for her striking beauty but also for her poise and determination. Her journey to global fame began when she entered local beauty contests, quickly rising to prominence. At the age of 24, representing Argentina, she traveled to Miami Beach, Florida, to compete in the Miss Universe 1962 pageant. In a dazzling finale, Norma was crowned the winner, breaking barriers and bringing pride to her nation. She became the first Argentinian Miss Universe, a title that elevated her into the international spotlight and made her a symbol of elegance, charm, and hope for young women across Latin America. Following her win, Norma embraced the responsibilities of her crown, traveling internationally, appearing at glamorous events, and using her platform to represent Argentina to the world. She was admired not only for her beauty but also for her humility and dignity. However, unlike many pageant winners who pursued long careers in entertainment, Norma chose a more private life after her reign, stepping away from the constant glare of fame. Her prime years were the 1960s, when she served as a cultural ambassador for Argentina. Her victory had an immense impact on her nation's sense of pride, as she showed that Argentine women could shine on the world stage. Generations of contestants who followed her footsteps credited her as a pioneer who opened the doors for Latin American representation in international pageantry. Norma Nolan passed away in 2025 at the age of 86, leaving behind a legacy forever tied to her historic achievement. Her death was mourned not only in Argentina but also among fans of Miss Universe history around the world. She will always be remembered as the woman who carried her nation to the crown for the very first time, inspiring countless young women to chase their dreams. Norma's story is more than just one of beauty. It is one of breaking barriers and representing her culture with pride. As the first Miss Universe from Argentina, she holds a timeless place in history. Her life will forever be celebrated as that of a true legend who proved that grace, elegance, and determination can leave an everlasting mark on the world. Danielle Spencer, born on June 24, 1965, in Trenton, New Jersey, was a beloved American actress, best remembered for her role as Dee Thomas on the hit 1970s sitcom What's Happening. From a young age, Danielle had a spark that made her stand out. When her family moved to California, she was introduced to the world of acting, and by the age of 11, she had landed the role that would define her career. On What's Happening, which aired from 1976 to 1979, Danielle portrayed Dee, sharp-tongued younger sister of Roger Thomas. Audiences fell in love with her sass, her comedic timing, and the way she could steal a scene with just one clever remark. Though young, Danielle held her own, alongside adult co-stars, making her one of the most memorable child stars of her era. She later reprised the role in the sequel series What's Happening Now, in the mid-1980s, further cementing her place in television history. Despite her early fame, Danielle chose to pursue a life outside of Hollywood. She studied to become a veterinarian, following her love for animals, and eventually earned her Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree from Tuskegee University. For many years, she practiced as a veterinarian, building another legacy of compassion and care, far removed from the bright lights of the television studio. Danielle's life, however, was not without hardship. In 1977, during the height of her fame, she was involved in a devastating car accident that left her with serious injuries. Decades later, complications from that accident resurfaced, leading to additional health struggles. In 2014, she courageously revealed her diagnosis of breast cancer, which she battled with strength and grace. Through it all, Danielle continued to inspire fans, not only as an actress but also as a survivor who faced life's trials with resilience. She passed away in 2025 at the age of 59, leaving behind fans who had grown up watching her as Dee and admired the life she built afterward. Her death marked the loss of a performer who had brought laughter into living rooms across America, and of a woman whose life was a testament to determination and faith. Danielle Spencer will forever be remembered as the wisecracking little sister who made audiences laugh in What's Happening. but her legacy extends far beyond television. She was a healer of animals, a fighter in the face of illness, and a reminder that life after childhood stardom can be full of purpose. Her name lives on in the hearts of those she entertained, those she cared for, and those who admired her courage. She remains a legend, both on screen and in life. Lonnie Anderson, born on August 5, 1945, in St. Paul, Minnesota, rose to become one of television's most iconic stars of the late 1970s and 1980s. From an early age, she dreamed of performing, and her stunning looks, paired with undeniable talent, quickly set her apart. She began her career with small roles on television in the early 1970s, but everything changed when she landed the role that would define her career. In 1978, Anderson was cast as Jennifer Marlowe on the CBS sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati, playing the glamorous yet intelligent receptionist at a struggling radio station. Lonnie shattered stereotypes by portraying Jennifer as more than just a pretty face. Her wit, confidence, and charm made the character unforgettable. The role catapulted her into stardom, earning her 3 Golden Globe nominations and 2 Emmy nominations, and solidifying her as a household name across America. The prime of her career spanned the late 70s through the 80s, when she became one of TV's most recognized actresses. Beyond WKRP, she appeared in hit shows and films, including Partners in Crime, The Jane Mansfield Story, where she delivered a powerful performance as the tragic Hollywood star in numerous television movies that showcased her versatility. Her glamorous image and commanding screen presence made her a pop culture icon of her era. Off-screen, Anderson's personal life often drew as much attention as her acting. Her high-profile marriage to actor Burt Reynolds in 1988 was one of Hollywood's most talked-about unions, though it ended in a very public divorce. Despite the challenges of fame, she remained resilient, continuing to work steadily in television and film while also dedicating herself to advocacy, particularly raising awareness for lung health after her mother's battle with COPD. Lonnie Anderson passed away in 2025 at the age of 79, leaving behind a legacy as one of television's most memorable stars. To her fans, she will always be remembered as Jennifer Marlowe, the smart, glamorous, and witty receptionist who redefined how women could be portrayed on sitcoms. But beyond that role, she was a woman who embraced her stardom, faced challenges with strength, and left an indelible mark on Hollywood history. Lonnie Anderson's life and career will forever be celebrated as that of a true television legend, a star whose elegance, humor, and talent continue to shine brightly in the memories of audiences around the world. Frank Caprio, born on November 23, 1936, in Providence, Rhode Island, became one of the most beloved judges in American history, known far beyond the walls of his courtroom. The son of Italian immigrants, Frank grew up in a modest home where values of hard work, fairness, and compassion were instilled in him from an early age. Those lessons shaped the man who would one day become known worldwide as the kindest judge in America. Caprio's path to the bench began with his passion for learning. He earned his law degree while also teaching high school, showing the same dedication to education that he later brought to justice. In 1985, he was appointed as chief judge of the Providence Municipal Court, where his career would take a remarkable turn. While many judges handled cases in relative obscurity, Caprio's courtroom became something extraordinary thanks to television. Through the show Caught in Providence, millions of viewers witnessed his unique approach to justice. His handling of minor violations, traffic tickets, parking fines, and small offenses was marked not by sternness but by humanity. Instead of cold rulings, Caprio listened to people's stories, understood their struggles, and often tempered justice with mercy. A single mother unable to pay a fine, a young man trying to turn his life around, or an elderly citizen confused by the system, each person who stood before him received not just judgment, but dignity. Clips of his rulings went viral around the world, earning him admiration across cultures and continents. The prime of his fame came in the 2010s, when online audiences turned him into an international figure. Millions praised his empathy, humor, and fairness, saying he restored their faith in justice. Caprio never sought fame, but he embraced it as an opportunity to show that kindness and compassion could coexist with the law. Frank Caprio passed away in 2025 at the age of 88, leaving behind a legacy unlike any other judge. His career was not only about applying the law, it was about reminding people that behind every case file is a human story. He will be remembered not just as the judge from Caught in Providence, but as a man who believed that mercy is a vital part of justice. Frank Caprio was more than a judge. He was a symbol of fairness, empathy, and humanity. A true legend, he leaves behind a legacy that proves justice can have a heart. James Dobson, born on April 21, 1936, in Shreveport, Louisiana, became one of the most influential voices in American Christianity and a defining figure in the rise of conservative evangelical culture. Raised in a devout family, Dobson grew up with faith woven into the fabric of his life. His father was a Nazarene pastor, and from an early age, James felt a deep pull toward faith, family, and the principles of morality that would later become the foundation of his life's work. Dobson pursued higher education with a clear interest in understanding people. He studied psychology, eventually earning his Ph.D. in child development. Early in his career, he worked as an associate clinical professor of pediatrics at the University of Southern California School of Medicine. His research and work with children and families gave him first-hand insight into the struggles and challenges of modern parenting. With his warm, accessible style, he began writing and speaking about family life, discipline, and faith, quickly finding an audience among Christian parents who felt overlooked by mainstream voices. In 1977, Dobson founded Focus on the Family, an organization dedicated to promoting evangelical Christian values, strong marriages, and the protection of children. Through a vast media network including radio broadcasts, books, magazines, and counseling resources, grew rapidly. His radio program became a staple in millions of households across America and around the world, making him a trusted advisor for families seeking spiritual and practical guidance. The 1980s and 1990s marked the prime of his influence, when Dobson emerged as not just a family counselor but also a powerful force in American politics. He strongly advocated for traditional marriage, pro-life causes, and religious liberty, becoming a key figure in the broader Christian conservative movement. Politicians often sought his endorsement, and his ability to mobilize evangelical voters gave him a voice that reached far beyond the pulpit. To supporters, he was a champion of morality and family values. To critics, he was a polarizing figure who blurred the line between faith and politics. Despite the controversies, Dobson remained steadfast in his mission. Over the decades, he authored dozens of best-selling books on marriage, parenting, and faith, and his work influenced generations of Christian families. Even after stepping back from leadership at Focus on the Family in 2003, and later founding Family Talk, his voice continued to shape the evangelical community. James Dobson passed away in 2025, at the age of 89, leaving behind a profound legacy. His life's work was dedicated to strengthening families and advocating for the role of faith in society. While debates around his positions will continue, what cannot be denied is the extraordinary impact he had on American culture, religion, and politics. As we look back, James Dobson's legacy is one of deep conviction. He stood firm for what he believed, often in the face of opposition, and dedicated his life to the cause of family, faith, and values. His influence will be felt for generations, and he will be remembered as a towering figure in the landscape of American Christianity. Man who never wavered in his mission and leaves behind an enduring testament to the power of faith. Ronald Rundell, remembered as one of Hollywood's pioneering stuntmen and the founder of Stunts Unlimited, lived a life that perfectly embodied courage, creativity, and daring. Born in the United States during an era when movies were just beginning to capture the world's imagination, Rundell grew up fascinated by cinema's ability to transport audiences into other worlds. From a young age, he was drawn to action and adventure, and his natural athleticism, fearlessness, and hunger for risk made him destined for the world of stunts. He began his career in Hollywood during a time when stunt work was still evolving. In the early years, safety equipment and procedures were limited, meaning performers often risked their lives to deliver the thrilling moments audiences loved. Rundell quickly distinguished himself not only by his willingness to attempt dangerous feats but also by his professionalism and skill. He mastered horseback riding, high falls, car crashes, and fight choreography skills that made him invaluable to directors who demanded realism in their films. Rundell's name became attached to some of the most exciting and heart-stopping moments in cinema during the golden age of Hollywood action. But while he thrived in the spotlight of adrenaline and risk, he also recognized the need for greater safety, organization, and recognition for stunt performers. Out of this vision, he founded Stunts Unlimited in the early 1970s, alongside other top stuntmen of his generation. This group became an elite association of Hollywood stunt professionals, ensuring that only the most skilled and innovative performers executed the industry's most dangerous sequences. Stunts Unlimited elevated the craft into an art form, setting higher standards for choreography, safety, and creativity. Rundell's leadership helped stunt performers gain the respect they deserved as true artists and athletes of cinema. He mentored younger stuntmen and women, passing on techniques and instilling the discipline and precision needed to survive in such a high-risk profession. Many of today's top stunt coordinators trace their legacy back to the foundation he helped build. Tragically, as with so many stuntmen of his era, Ronald Rundell's career was not without danger. He died in the 1970s, reportedly while performing a stunt, living and ultimately falling in pursuit of the craft he loved. His death was a sobering reminder of the risks stunt performers face, and it fueled even more urgency to improve safety standards in the industry. Though his life was cut short, Ronald Rundell's legacy lives on through every breathtaking chase, every leap, and every explosion that keeps audiences on the edge of their seats. As founder of Stunts Unlimited, his vision shaped Hollywood stunt work into a respected profession. He is remembered not just as a man who dared greatly, but as one who paved the way for others to dream bigger, take risks smarter, and push the boundaries of cinematic storytelling.